You're listening to the Talking Shrimpers podcast, sponsored by Surgical Holdings.
Welcome to TSP. I'm your host, Sensei Phil. Stop laughing, Charlie. The wheels came off at Wealdstone and we win our first home game of the season against Halifax. Reaction coming up. First of all, let's check in with our co-hosts. Who are we going to start? Let's start with Matt. Matt, what have you been up to? Any gigs? Where you been?
Hello, mate. Yeah, loads of gigs this week. Actually, I've been up to, where have I been? Leamington Spa, down to Brighton, Coggleshall as well. Had to pass the old enemy's ground on the A12 on the way there. Where else have I been? All over the place. Banbury. Yeah, lots of different places. Did a gig under a marquee. They left it until September to start doing gigs outside this year for me, which wasn't appreciated. It was weird. It was like a big white marquee, like one of those ones that doesn't come all the way down to the ground. They're very posh people in there. And I had to tell them that we had similar sort of things in Essex, but usually it was as a result of a crime scene.
Very true.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been fun. And I had a good gig down up the road last night for a Little Smash Comedy. Charlie come down as well.
Oh,
Thanks,
excellent.
Charlie. Yeah, it was good. We went and watched the ladies' game, and then Charlie come down for a drink down the comedy. It was good fun.
Brilliant. So, Charlie, you've got some big news for us, haven't you? What have you been up to?
Yeah, it's been a busy week. So you may have noticed on the socials, gone a little bit quiet this week. So I've been competing all week at the National Dog Trial Championships up at our national training venue in Newbold Revel, up near Coventry. Competing up against, I was up against 7 other colleagues in our relevant disciplines. And yeah, proud to say that I picked up a clean sweep of all the trophies available to me, and I'm currently the national champion in my discipline. So yeah, very proud moment. Yeah, buzzing.
So can you jump through hoops and stuff now?
It's not quite like that. No, I not quite like that. I just find a lot of drugs on the right people. Well, I should say I don't. My dog does. Let me just say. Let me say my dog does, not me. But yeah, really happy. And so I compete up and down the country. So it's nice to see some colleagues from all over that might not necessarily have seen myself and my dog work before, and to come away as champion is really proud moment.
I can see Matt's desperate to say something on the back of that. I can hear his
just congratulations, mate. I'll be honest with you, I didn't realise that's what you and your dog did. I'm quite glad you didn't bring the dog down to the gig last night. Now that was good.
He's having a well-earned rest this week, so I'm not back to work for another week. So yeah, we're well-earned rest.
Yeah, great news. Emily, what have you been up to?
Yeah, not anything half as exciting as that. So congrats, Charlie. Just been back at work. Full steam ahead now in terms of all the kids are back and getting into our fixtures and stuff again. So getting the football back up and running, netball, stuff like that. So yeah, it's all been good.
Fantastic. Well, obviously I went to Poland last week, ended up the last few days, went to Warsaw, the capital. Great, brilliant. Went to an amazing fountain show, absolutely superb. And then on Thursday night, we went to see some friends, and the husband invited me round to one of his mates to watch the Holland-Poland game. And they were expecting to get smashed, to be honest. But I said, no, I'm going to bring you luck. And I did, because 1-0 down, literally, I think 10 minutes to go. Matty Cash, who plays for Aston Villa, somehow he's playing for Poland due to his mother being Polish, smashed in an equaliser, 25 yards. So we all went absolutely mental, and they were happy. And yeah, fantastic. And then obviously last night they won again, 3-1, and Matty Cash did it again. So yeah, awesome. So that was brilliant. So yeah, flight back last night. I was a little bit worried that I might get stuck like, Matt does. So I did ask I just checked with a pilot that everything was on schedule. And this is what he had to say.
But I'm not late. I just come before the late time. I'm on time, but it's a very late on time.
Yeah, I recognise that pilot from somewhere. I can't think where, but yeah, he was on time.
That makes a lot of sense with airlines, to be fair. They've got on time and then a late on time, haven't they? Because it's that cut-off where they pay you compensation. That's a late on time.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So true. So that was fantastic week. I need to go on a diet now. Far too much good Polish food. But Yeah, so match reaction coming up. Now, I've got to clear this up. Wealdstone, I kept saying last week, I don't know why, that it was in Kent. I think way too much vodka. And the lesson for me is do not have vodka before a show. Really bad idea. So, yeah, it's not in Kent. We established that. But, yeah, so listen, Wealdstone, really only one thing to say about that. Yeah, our first defeat as a TSP team. I'm not sure what we're supposed to say, what we're meant to do. We're not used to this, are we? So, yeah, Kev's not with us, you notice. He's on the naughty step. He obviously got sent off, so he's not here. So Darren took over responsibilities of media duties, and this is what Darren had to say about the refereeing performance.
The ref was a total clueless anchor.
Yeah, Darren, very honest and straight to the point, gives a great balanced view, as always, about the refereeing standards. But yeah, a loss. So there was a statement, obviously, let's find it, from their manager about the sending off, because didn't get too much information what actually went on. Sam Cox, in his statement, said it was silly, to be honest. Cox told club's YouTube channel there was a bit of a kerfuffle after the penalty. Their gaffer was over in our technical side, and I said, "You're in our area." He put his hands on us, and it's one of those things. It was really innocuous, to be honest, and I probably don't think it was worthy of read, but there has to be some accountability on my part. So that's what their manager said. Now, I know fans are not always privy to what goes on behind closed doors, but I heard there was a bit of a afters in the tunnel. And, you know, I don't know if I should do this really, but it's got back to me. One of the players gave me the audio of it. So Kev had a bit of a ruckus with one of the Wealdstone representatives. And here it is. Make your own mind up.
You've got no friends. You don't know Joanne. What do you want, son? Huh? You want some? You want some or what? Even? You're playing you've got no friends. If you're a load of wankers. If you want some, I'll give it you. You want to do it, mate? You want some? You want some?
Hey, security!
You want some?
Get the security! Let's go.
You're playing that Saturday night. Well, so why are you in it? What do you want, son?
Yeah, so apparently it goes by the name of the Wealdstone Raider. So yeah, Kev's in a bit of trouble. But it's not the first time that Kev's been in trouble, has it, with people in football? There was a ruckus a few years back with Robbie Savage, and he's going to be facing Robbie Savage soon again. But yeah, this is what happened then. Apparently on that occasion, he touched Robbie Savage's hair, and Savage's reaction was, here we go. Yeah, and then he rolled around on the floor for 45 minutes holding his face, and that was Robbie Savage. So, Matt, question for you. He's going to play Carlo at some point this season. Mark Hughes is going to be in the dugout. Fight between Mark Hughes and Kev. Who you backing, mate?
Who am I? I'll back Kev every day of the week.
He was a tough boy, though, Mark Hughes, when he played.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's come down to National League in terms of his fair game, right? He's even surface now.
Yeah, he's getting on a bit now as well.
I back Kev. He's getting on a bit. Kev had his testimonial in the summer, so I'm sure he's still quite fit. I mean, I haven't studied the form, to be fair, but I'd back Kev.
So, not a great showing. Obviously, Emily, you actually said 3-2, but you said the other way round.
I know. I just thought there'd be goals in the game because I knew we could all see the fixture congestion around the National League. It's just crazy. So I thought some tiredness and fatigue would come in from both sets of teams, so I knew there'd be goals, but obviously weren't so lucky with the result. But yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of good that we're still creating chances and we're still scoring goals even when we're losing. I know obviously we don't want to lose, but I think it's kind of somewhat positive that we're that we're scoring goals, even if we're on the wrong side of the result. So I guess that is that little positive.
So looking at the goals, the first one, I don't know if you see the goals, guys, but it looked like a miscommunication between Goody and Colin. Either Goody's called for it and Colin's, ignored it, or the other way around, or maybe both of them didn't shout, in which case it's both their fault. But I think, communication definitely was an issue there. Then we had Sparsov scored an absolute thunderbolt from 20 yards. I don't know if you saw it. Our faults are with the goalkeeper. He looked like he could have fractured both wrists trying to stop that going in. So Sparsov got off the mark for the season, 1-1. Then 2-1, I think it was Morton, mistimed tackle. I think that was what the kerfuffle was with Kev. I don't know who Ken is. Kev. But looking back, for me, it was a penalty. What were your thoughts, Charlie?
Yeah, I agree. I think Morton, I don't think had been long on the pitch prior to that incident. So whether he's still trying to keep up with the game and the pace of the game. But I think looking back on it, I think he's just the wrong side of the player there as he's coming in. And maybe if he stayed on his feet, he's probably made that challenge a little bit too early. I think if he stays on his feet, the guy's, sort of going away from goal, but he's sort of slid in, gone to ground, and this level, you feel any sort of contact like that, you're going to go down, whether it's minimal or not. But I think if we're being honest, yeah, I think it was a penalty. I certainly think if that was the other way round, we'd be shouting from the rooftops for it and screaming for it. So I think it was the right decision, even if it may be a little soft. He's at the end of the day, he's given the referee to make a decision, and the referee's taken his time with it. To be fair, he hasn't blown straight away, and I don't know if it was the ref that's given it or the linesman on the other side. But there was obviously a minute or so before the decision was made, but ultimately, yeah, I think it was the correct one.
And then you obviously killed it, Charlie, by last couple of weeks, saying how brilliant we are defensively, and that third goal was absolutely shambolic, an example of how not to defend. Gussie came in for a lot of criticism. I don't know if you saw it. It started, I think, with Keenan, who lost the ball, was shrugged off, lost the ball. Then Gus lost the ball, and then defence was all over the place, 6s and 7s. And yeah, it's just a tap in, a 3-1, pretty much game's over. Bizarrely, I noticed we had, I was following it from Poland. We had 12 minutes of added time, and we managed to get one back. Everyone slated Gus, saying that, he looks absolutely spent, but, thankfully Gus pulled another one back. Again, the keeper should have saved it. I don't think it was an easy save as what the first one should have been from Sparsov Thunderbolt. It's a 3-2. It looked like we had a few chances at the end. But Matt, fair result, do you think, in the end?
Yeah, it probably was on balance. It was one of those, wasn't it? I think we just weren't at the races. I will say, for all of our good defending, and it has been good, obviously, the clean sheets speak for themselves. There are times at games where it is a last-ditch challenge or someone just, getting in a really good tackle that is breaking down play. And if those challenges don't happen, then you can see that we're going to be opened up. So we will concede goals as the season goes on. They're National League players. So these kind of nights are to be expected every now and then. And as Emily said, the fact that we were still creating chances, still scoring goals, it's not the end of the world. And obviously the results afterwards back that up. So yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, well, if you follow Southend fans on social media, it was the end of the world, As soon as we lose one, we're the worst team ever. Sack Kev, get rid of all the players. But yeah, defeats do happen. Every team that's gone up, won the league, they lose games. Just like you said, we weren't at the races, really. But yeah, listen, in the past, we've gone away, lost some of these games, 3-4-0. But, to lose in the end by 1. Yeah, just one of those things. But thankfully, when you lose, you want to play your next game as soon as you can. And thankfully, Saturday came around and we recorded our first home win of the season. Charlie?
Yeah, I unfortunately couldn't make it, obviously, because I was away with work. So I was listening to it a bit on the radio and sort of trying to follow it online. Just touching back on the Wealdstone game just very briefly, I think it's very important that, look, we touched on the fans, yes, at the time you're upset, you're angry and that, but I think it was a lot of games in a really short period of time at the start of the season. I think if anyone had told you we're going to spend the first 6 games or so unbeaten, you take that again. I'd be more than happy to go on another 6 game unbeaten rather than take a defeat at the end of it if that's what it was. I think it's very easy for us all to get carried away, but a bit of level heads, and I think we started extremely strong, really considering. So yeah, going into Halifax, you say you want to put that behind you. You want to get on the front foot, you get that win back and that confidence, and no better way to do it than a 3-0 win at home with a clean sheet again.
Yeah, and I think we had quite a few chances. Our sponsor today actually texted me and said he was in line with the lino, and there was quite a few dubious offside decisions. I don't know, Matt, if you were at the game at all?
I wasn't. I was watching it on DAZN. I was hosting the Orset Country Show on Saturday during the day, so I was up to my knees in cow poo. But
we're going to talk about that later.
I was watching it on DAZN, and I actually think it was probably our best performance of the season. To be fair,
yeah.
I really thought that. Do you remember when Kev was being hired, and I think it was Stan Collymore was saying something along the lines of, "We want to hire a manager that's going to give Southend United an identity, a way of playing."
Yeah,
I really felt like it was the first time we properly saw that in full flow on Saturday against Halifax. There was a period of time just before the second goal where we had played the ball down the left, got a cross into the box. I think it was Keenan that had won the header. The keeper saved it. And as soon as the keepers played the ball out, it was high pressing, won the ball back on the halfway line, and quickly the goal come from that. Gus just tucked inside a little bit, not as wide as he usually is. And you could see that happening time and time again on Saturday. Lots of high pressing, winning the ball back well. The two wing backs were actually coming inside quite a lot. It was a really impressive game. I was really, really happy with it.
And 3 headers. I mean, the first one, Dallas again, he's on a roll. That's his third now. Great cross by Gus. Austin involved again. I think he's going to be an important player for us. Second goal, another header. Gus this time with his head. Austin with the assist. And then the third one, another header at the back post. Probably the goal that he should have scored. Remember Charlie a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Then he missed a cracking cross from Ollie Coker. And, straight in the back of the net, 3-0. Emily, what was your prediction for the game?
I think I said 1-0 or 2-0. I can't remember.
Well, you always get the result most of the time.
Yeah, I definitely didn't say 3-0, but it's exactly what you want after a loss. Conceding 3 goals, keeping a clean sheet is exactly what you need, especially at home. I think that's like the I can't remember what it was. But it's every single time we've had a home game, we've had 8,000 plus. Sorry, I can't speak. 8,000 plus at Roots Hall. So it does help getting down to Roots Hall, spurring them on, and good result and a clean sheet.
Now, last season, 3:00 kickoff on a Saturday seemed to be a bit of a bogus for us. We struggled with that. Great to get off the mark for the season at home. Hopefully we'll continue because if we're going to be up there, we're going to have to win these home games. Charlie.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's been our problem the last sort of couple of seasons. Away from home, our form has been exceptional. I think we've done, really, really well. It's been at home. We haven't been able to get results that we probably should really be having and getting. Probably far too many draws. So it's a case now this season, turning those draws into wins and taking the most of the opportunities when they arise. And I think that's going to be the difference. I think that's what's going to get you up in the playoffs, finishing in those higher positions. As I say, our away form, we are, very good. But it's about making Roots Hall a fortress, making teams scared to come there. We've got big crowds, as Emily said, for 4 consecutive games now at home, over 8,000. It's a tight pitch. We're right on top of the players. We've got a part to play as well, obviously. It works 2 ways, doesn't it? The players perform, it gets the crowd up, but likewise, the crowd need to pick the players up as well when it may not necessarily quite be happening. But this season, you can see things like Matt was saying. It's a really high press. It's attacking football. It's attractive football. It's fun football. It's on the seat. You want to go and watch Southend play. It's not that boring, drab. Playing out for a draw or anything. We're always chasing that win.
Now, the news we're hearing is Noor Hussein is not looking good. He may be out for quite a while. Matt, that's going to be a huge loss, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Noor. Again, he played really well on Saturday. He's probably been not gotten as much credit this season because the goals have come from Charlie and Gus and Dallas, but he's been a really important player for us. How we've recycled possession, started attacks. It's going to be hard to replace him. Really, there's not a player that we've got that exactly fits his profile. So we have to change up how we're doing it, I think.
Yeah, huge loss.
I just think that with Noor, I think he gives us the ability with, he's sort of two-footed, I think defenders and players up against him find him really hard to manage, because, they can't really show him down one particular side because he's got the skill, in his locker to, take it on the other foot and attack at people and switch play. So, as Matt said, I think it's going to be very difficult to replace if it is a long-term injury.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a lot of stick from some of the fans giving the ball away sometimes, which they all do. But he has such high energy levels, stamina, and he's one of those players that you very rarely see him go off unless he really is, has a serious injury. He lasts 90 minutes quite often. If you look back, very high intensity. He sets the way we play really. But yeah, such a huge loss. But yeah. We'll see what happens. See what Kev's plan is to replace him. Like you say, and we've got players there. No one quite like Noor, but yeah, we shall see what happens. Okay, so we've got halftime show coming up. We are talking to Emily this week, and we also have football memories. So don't go away.
This is the halftime show in memory of John Gurrell.
The Southend United Ladies with Emily and Chloe.
So, no Chloe this week. We've got Emily and her dog Loki somewhere there.
He wasn't a minute ago, but he's gone.
So, FA Cup underway, and yes, 2-1 win. Fantastic. First win of the season. Matt and Charlie, you both went along to see the game, I understand. 2 goals, one each from Georgia Wilson and Ellie Nichols, and then I believe Welwyn pulled one back. But yeah, tell us about the game.
Much needed result. It's nice to finally get the ball rolling in terms of scoring goals and finally getting a result. I think it was quite an evenly matched game. I think it probably could have swung either way. I think Molly pulled us out some good stops, especially in that second half. She saved some really crucial one-on-ones, which thankfully kept the result in our favour. Nice to see Georgia and Ellie get back on the score sheet. Now they've scored, I do think they'll continue to keep their scoring run going. They're both excellent players, same as Molly. They're all really, really crucial to this team's success, just to name a few. But yeah, finally got the ball rolling, and hopefully it's a sign of more things to come.
So you mentioned Molly. Charlie, you mentioned Molly today, that you were really impressed with her. Obviously, it was well documented with her illness. She was out for a long time. So it's great that not only is she back, but actually back playing really, really well. What were your thoughts on Molly?
Yeah, so I've seen the ladies play last couple of weekends now, and I've got to say, Molly has impressed me massively. Her ability on one-on-one stops, I don't think I've seen anyone beat her yet. And on Saturday, Sunday, there was a good 3 or 4 one-on-one opportunities, and to be fair, they've got. I don't know if you'd agree, Emily. I think they're number 10 for Welwyn. She looked a really good player, and she went through a couple of times, I think, with Molly, and I thought, oh no, here we go. And Molly put up some fantastic saves. She really did. Yeah, she earned her crust that day. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree. One of the I used to play against Molly when she used to play for a different team a few years back, and one of the big reasons that I messaged her to come over and play was because I couldn't score against her. I used to go 1-on-1 probably 3 or 4 times a game, and just every time she'd stick a leg out or get an arm to a shot that she really shouldn't. So yeah, she was last year as well, so crucial to our success, and I think she will continue to be like that for us again.
So at 2-0, they pulled back 1-2-1. Matt, are you then thinking, dreaded penalties? Or never in doubt?
There was a spell just after they scored where they started to take control of the game, and it looked like they were going to press on Welwyn with the win behind them. But Southend, I have to say, they controlled the game brilliantly, I thought, when the pressure was on. Really calm and collected in midfield, keeping possession of the ball at the right times. So yeah, I wasn't too worried. It was my first time seeing the ladies team, and it was really enjoyable game. End-to-end stuff at times.
Say that again, sorry?
End-to-end stuff at times. It was really good.
Yeah, fantastic. So the draw for the next round was today. Emily, you've got Atletico London at home, which is great. You're playing a lot of home games at the minute.
So grateful, especially in the FA Cup. So these early qualifying rounds in the FA Cup, you can just get pulled up and down the country. So I'm really, really glad that we
worked out well.
Home games. Yeah.
So that's 21st September. Chloe told me they were a Tier 4 side last season that got relegated, and they've changed their name. They were London Seward. They've changed their name to Atletico London. To be honest, they can change it to Real Madrid Ladies. It doesn't matter. We're going to smash them, aren't we?
I hope so. Obviously, they've got relegated last season, so hopefully it's a bit of a kick in their confidence. And I know it sounds cliche, but magic of the FA Cup, anything can happen. I mean, we can go to any team, same as the men can, get a result. One really random men's FA Cup run that sticks with me is the Bradford one all those years ago. It's Chelsea and got a result, didn't they? So hopefully we can keep kicking on in the FA Cup, because everyone likes to have a good cup run. So not been the best start to the league, but if we can put it back a good cup run, then probably not the worst season.
Well, like they say, getting any win breeds confidence. So hopefully, the win from yesterday will do exactly that. And we've got a home game again this Sunday. Brantham Athletic at home again, which is great. 2:00 kickoff. Tell us about them, Emily. What can we expect?
So off the top of my head, I don't think we've played them much recently. Had an okay start to the season, probably quite similar to us. So I'm hoping that it will be quite another, fairly evenly matched game. And now our strikers are on the score sheet. Hopefully they're starting to gel, and obviously the newbies that we've got coming in, they're starting to find their feet a little bit. I think Zoe in our midfield yesterday, number 16, she bossed it at times. She's quite young, got a lot of legs, so hopefully players like her could continue to come through. And if we can get some early goals, I think we defended quite well at times yesterday, particularly 80 plus minutes. Hopefully, if we get some early goals, then we can stay solid and get a result.
So I will be there. So it's 2:00 kickoff at Garren's. And how is your rehab for your knee coming along, Emily?
Yes, it's going well, thank you. I'm almost a year post-surgery now, so hopefully, week by week, getting closer, getting to a time when it's the rehab's not changing so much. So hopefully it's becoming a little bit much more game-like, playing, doing just some basic ball movement stuff now, which is good. Feel a little bit more like a footballer instead of just a bit of a robot, because the rehab program's so intense. But we're getting there. Chloe's doing well as well, so hopefully we're etching ever closer.
Excellent. Well done, Southend Ladies, on the first win. Long way to continue. And 2:00 Garren's on Sunday against Brentford Athletic. Hope you can all get down.
Get there early.
Again, Matt?
I'd say get there early. It was a big crowd there for the FA Cup game.
Yeah.
I counted nearly 60 people there watching on Sunday. It was great.
Well, let's get more down. Let's let's scare the opposition. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Charlie?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say what Matt said. The crowd, I was very impressed. It was a really good turnout, and Justin was down there as well, watching the girls. So it was, yeah, really good atmosphere and that really good game. So yeah, if you get a free afternoon on Sunday, by sure go down.
The atmosphere was great. The game coincided with the national alert text message that went out.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It sounded like a load of blue sailors on the sideline going off. Well, years ago, it's great.
Maybe we can ask for that again next week.
Yeah, needed.
But it's good as well, Phil. I was just saying, Phil, it's nice to have 2 wins as well on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's happy. That's how we like it.
Yeah.
How we like it. Okay, yeah. So get down. Let's get more than 60 this week. Let's get a big crowd to get the girls going for their first home game win of the season in the league. That would be fantastic. Okay, next we have this.
Football memories in it.
Right. I don't know. Did you see that there was a recent article about a team that had their game postponed due to goose droppings all over the pitch in Surrey? And now that got my memory going. I had a game many years ago. I used to run my own club, as I said, on Saturdays, but I played a few games on the Sunday to help mates out. And I played for this team just for a couple of months, help them out. And can't remember even the name of them now. It was a long time ago. They played over South Ockenden way, and this was so bizarre. So normally you turn up, you get given a kit and a football to warm up, but they actually give you a kit and a shovel to warm up. So onto the pitch with a shovel where there's loads of cow pats. Matt was talking about it earlier, and that was the warm up routine. You had to get rid of all these cows. I don't know what was going on in the week, but they were everywhere. And, obviously some weeks when you had a bit of dew on the pitch or a bit of rain the night before, you'd get the cow pat off, but there was a bit of remnants on there. So, when you go into slide tackle, lovely. And as with a lot of Sunday teams, you take it in turn to take the kit home to wash it. You didn't want to be your week. You didn't look forward to that week when you took the kit home to wash it. Not nice. But we actually had, I remember, one game, during a game, about 20, 25 minutes in, I don't know where it came from, but this cow wandered onto the pitch and just stood there in the penalty area. Couldn't shift it. If you're defending, you're calling, great. You use it as a wall, fantastic. You have Goody and the cow there. You don't need anyone else. All good. But if you're attacking, bit of a challenge. So yeah, 20, 25 minutes in, game got abandoned because of a cow stuck on the pitch. Brilliant. So that was a game that got abandoned. And then there was another game I remember that I was involved with for my club, actually, where the match should got abandoned and didn't. So basically, we were playing over, can't remember the name. There's a college up at Bread and Cheese Hill. Do you know the name?
Yeah, is it Seavitt College?
That's the one.
Seavitt, yeah.
Yeah, so there's some pictures over the back. We had an away game there. And I remember there's a lot of sort of fields in the back. Saturday morning, and it was a little bit foggy. Weren't too bad, to be honest. But you could see into the next field, kind of. And you could see your pitch, no problem. So this referee, well, first of all, this car pulled up, smashed into a tree, and straight away thinking, what the hell is going on here? Well, it turns out that was the referee. He was drunk, not great, drink driving. All a bit concerned. Is this the referee, really? And then he pulled the two teams, the two captains together for the coin toss, and he said, right, I'm playing 30 minutes each half, not arguing. I'm like, what? 30 minutes, not arguing. So, I was player chairman. I was on the pitch and I heard this. And my captain said, what's going on here? So I spoke to Rev. I said, what's the problem? Why are you saying 30 minutes each half? And he said, conditions. I went, what are you talking about? You can see into the next field. You can see the lines. There's no reason why we're not. No, playing 30 minutes each way, not arguing. So, okay. So I spoke to their manager and said, look, let's have a gentleman's agreement. He's clearly not fit to referee this game. We'll use it as a friendly. It gives us a chance to give all the players a game, and then we'll speak to the league after. So he agreed, shook hands on that, he agreed. Referee blew off, started the game, kept dropping his whistle. It was an absolute nightmare. He's giving corners for throw-ins. He's giving throw-ins for corners. Absolute mess. 15 minutes are gone. He blows up for half-time. Not half an hour, 15 minutes. It's half-time. Brilliant. So second half lasted for about 80 minutes. Honestly, it was just a game you never forget. It was mental. I gave a lot of my young lads who didn't really have a chance to play, gave them a bit of a run out. We ended up losing, I think, 5 or 6-0. And then, unbelievably, the manager of the other team puts the result through to the league, doesn't he? Goes back on his words. I was fuming. Obviously, appealed to the league. Nothing happened. Didn't care less. And that was that. So, yeah, that was the game that should have got abandoned. Didn't. Absolute nightmare. I've never known a game like it. I never want to see a game like that again. You won't get that at Southend, Matt, would you?
You'd hope not.
Maybe the odd emergency alert, but
Like with some of the refereeing decisions lately, and that's I had a drink before the game.
yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But yeah, crazy memories. So listen out there. We want to hear your memories from games. Chance to get 2 match tickets. So get in touch with us. Let us know your story, and we'll get you on to hear it. Any crazy memory for you guys?
For me, the obvious one that stands out is you're saying about the goose poo on the pitch. And I remember playing a team up near, I think they were Roehampton, Putney way. So they were just off the Thames, not far from where Fulham played. And their pitches were renowned for goose crap all over, pellets all over the place. I mean, whether the game would go ahead now, back then there was no health and safety or anything like that, hygiene or anything, and that was it. If you had to go with a slide tackle, oh my God, you had no idea if it was mud or what you were sliding into, and the state of it and the stench was horrendous. I played there 2-3 times, and you just thought, oh, please just say the geese haven't turned up today, because it was, the whole pitch would be absolutely littered in it. Not pleasant.
Emily, any nightmares for you in your playing days?
It's a bit of a strange one, really. I wouldn't say like a kind of strange story, but last season I obviously was injured, so I couldn't play. And I got a call before the game to see if I was thinking, oh, what's this kind of thing? They're going to see if I'm available to play. What is it? They called me and said, are you with your partner today? So I said, yeah, why? And they said, oh, do you think he can come and referee the game for us today? Because our ref pulled out. So I was a bit like, oh yeah, I'll double check, whatever. Then get to the game, and I kind of just had a bit of a moment of realisation. I sat on the pitch and I was like, how is my boyfriend on the pitch and I'm not? It's a female football game. But yeah, it was bit of a strange, bit of a formative experience, really strange.
Matt, just be prepared Sunday in case they want to call for a ref. Obviously, you've got a bit of experience from your dad.
Yeah. On how not to do it, I think.
Bring your whistle. Well, I can bring.
I was thinking, oh, please don't send someone off. Don't give incorrect decision. Please can it be a nice easy win like 3-4-0? So there's no kind of discrepancies. And thankfully, I think we run out quite convincing winners. But yeah, it could have been bad if it wasn't.
Yeah, that's quite a difficult situation for him, really, isn't it? Difficult scenario.
Yeah, it's quite tough because he's quite good friends with a lot of the girls on the team as well. So I was thinking, oh, please, just turn a blind eye. If anything bad happens, just say you didn't see it.
Won't be able to come again.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah, crazy football memories. Get in touch if you got any, and let us know, and we'll get it on the show. Right, up next, Boston at home. Boston sitting 19th in the league. It's got to be an easy one, surely, isn't it?
Is there any such thing as an easy game in the National League? I'm not too sure. They haven't had a start. So I was having a quick flip through their results earlier on before we come on. They've had a couple of tricky results, but then I see I think they beat Wealdstone, but then they've lost to Truro. They've lost, I think, to Aldershot, I think it may have been. Sorry?
I said convincingly as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so, they're losing 3-0 to Truro and then beating Wealdstone 2-1, who, to be fair to Wealdstone, they've started the season really strongly. So that surprised me, that result. But yeah, I think we haven't got too much to worry about. I don't know too much about their team, if I'm being honest. I don't know. Coughlin's still manager there, still in charge. So he'll be coming back to Roots Hall if he's still there. But like I said earlier on, we need to make Roots Hall a fortress, and these are the teams that you look at on paper. No disrespect to Boston, that we need to be beating these teams, and I think we will. I think we'll do that.
So, Matt, they've played like 7, 1-2, as Charlie said, drawn 1, lost 4. Lost last week at home to Solihull Muirs 2-1. But yeah, their away form has been really ropey, apart from, the Aldershot win, been really, really poor. I can't remember how they got on with us last year. I think it was 1-1 at home, I think. I do remember we got battered 3-0 away. Really bad performance. Hopefully no repeats of that this Saturday.
Yeah, hopefully. We were talking about abandoned football matches when you heard it with your cowpat. That wasn't it the Boston game that got abandoned up there because of the fog originally? Was that last year or this year?
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Yeah. I've seen a little bit of Boston. I've watched a few of their highlights. I've caught bits of their games throughout the season so far. They kind of strike me as a team that don't know what they're trying to do. And whereas I was saying earlier, Southend seem like we've got a very clear way of playing. I can't see what Boston are trying to do. Just with the way they build up their play, sometimes they're lumping it long, sometimes they're trying to build up from the back, but there's no real obvious patterns of play that I can see that they're putting together. I know they've signed someone from, was it Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday just recently, a midfielder, but he only made the bench for their game at the weekend. I don't think they're going to have a great season. They struggled terribly last season. And it was a miracle that they stayed up, really. It was Coughlin that kept them up, I think, wasn't it? He was given the credit for it. So I can only see us, as always, running out easy victors in this game.
You're always optimistic, aren't you? Always optimistic.
I genuinely think we've got one of the best teams in the league. And it's only
I agree.
That's going to see our downfall. So I see no reason not to be optimistic every week.
It just concerns me with Norby now because, like you say earlier, I don't see where we've got a like replacement. I mean, Cav obviously would be your ideal player there. I don't think he quite has the energy levels that Nor has. But yeah, we should be enough to get through the game, I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, he come on obviously at the weekend, didn't he? And there was I remember him pressing late on to win the ball back on the edge of the area. Now,
yeah, he did.
That's the sort of thing that you want to see Cav doing because he's more than capable of doing it. It's just, the question is, can he do it over 90 minutes? And
I think that led to the second or the third goal as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that was in the build up to the goal. It was Cav coming from deep and putting pressure on the defensive line. So yeah, hopefully we see more of that from Cav this weekend and make easy going of Boston.
Okay, let's get some predictions. Let's start with Emily, and then I think we're all going to just say what Emily says.
I'm really torn. I'm either going to go 2-0 or 2-1. I think the fact that Nor's out, is it going to ruffle some feathers in terms of, is it going to shift the structure that will lead us to potentially, having some gaps and conceding some goals? I'm shifted more towards 2-1 for that perspective. Definitely a win for me. But yeah, I think I'm going to go 2-1.
Let's go with you next, Charlie.
You know what? I was actually going to say 2-1. I was thinking about it, but I think I need to try and get away from Emily here and get on the board. So I'm going to go different, and I'm going to. I don't know. I just think the mentality at Roots Hall. I think we've got that winning mentality, that clean sheet. I don't think we're going to concede many at home. I really don't. And so for that reason, I'm gonna go for a 3-0 win. Yeah, I think we'll follow it up again with another 3-0 win.
Matt, you going to go any beyond 3?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go 2 beyond 3. I'm going to go 5-0.
Oh wow, big guns.
Yeah, Charlie Kendall will get 2, Gus will get 1, Dallas will get another, and then pick one from the rest.
Well, Charlie Kendall's due a goal. He's not scored for a couple of games now. Finn will be calling for that brown hair back if he doesn't score this weekend. So, yeah, 5-0 for Matt. So, well, I'm actually missing this game again. I can't believe it because I'm at a wedding. It's my next door neighbours. Can't really get out of that. So, obviously, the boys won 3-0 with me not there last week or Saturday just gone. So, I'm going to go 3-0 again. And I tipped Dallas to keep that run going. So, yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 as well. We'll find out from Chloe and Finn what their predictions are. But we're all going for a home win, so that'll be great. And, of course, Southend Ladies, the weekend, we got to go a clean sweep and get another win, haven't we, guys?
I really hope so. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go again. 2-1 win. I think. I reckon Ellie's gonna score again, and I'm gonna back one of our defenders to score. Why not? 2-1 win. Why not?
There you go. You've heard it from Emily. 2-1 win for the ladies. We've all agreed the guys are going to win this weekend as well. So hopefully it'll be a 6-point weekend. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Okay, so that is the end of the show. Next week, we've got a review of Rochdale away. We're going to be joined by Char, who is the Gold Football Contents Award winner last year. Brilliant podcaster, absolutely brilliant. So we're going to hear from her. And we've got teammates also with George Wind. And let's just say thank you to our co-hosts, Charlie, Matt and Emily, from our sponsors, Surgical Holdings, and our listeners. And don't forget to, always do it now, Charlie, comment, like, and subscribe. Up the shrimpers and have a great week.